My highlight at Synod this year was the overwhelming support for the resolution discussing the needs of people who are at risk of homelessness. And we heard from Dr. Stephen Harrison around his condemnation of the council's decision to move our rough sleepers on from parks. Where else are these people supposed to go? So it was just quite empowering to hear all of the support from the floor and all of the Synod members in response to this motion.
The highlight for me is from the open space, because when we talk about our baptismal promises, it reminds us of who we are and how we can work together as a church and as a body of Christ.
The highlight for me from this synod has been a very brief conversation I had this morning with a couple of other clergy, where we talked about some aspects of science and the nature of the universe. I found that enormously a big highlight, because it reminded me of the passions we have and how important those passions are when we come to our ministerial life.
I think a lot of the time Synod can feel like really cold, or it can feel like we're just talking about canon law, so it was really good to hear the support for this motion, because it felt like the heart of the Anglican Church is really where the people were. We are called to be people who are looking after people on the margins of society.
My highlight of Synod so far has been the open space gathering, where we were discussing with a group of relative strangers the way that our baptism promises can be used to further our time together as a diocese in the future. So it's been a real bonus.
It was a surprise to us. We played rock and roll music first and a bit of a reggae, and I said, but because he lived, so we started singing. And next thing I was looking around, even Archbishop was standing in front of us singing. And it just highlighted the day, end of the day.
This morning we were encouraged by the Archbishop's address to look at all of the positive things that are going on in our diocese. I'm at St Luke's Anglican School. We've had a huge focus on our upcoming baptism and First Communion service. And so with all the baptismal talks that we've been having today, it's just been encouraging with ours coming up.
My highlight from Synod this year, as my first time, is seeing all of the groups come together representing the diocese. I liked seeing the scope of volunteers from Anglicare to Benora Farms, just seeing physically how far the church has reached all across Queensland.
Hi everyone, the highlight from Synod this year is working at the Social Responsibilities Committee stall. This year I've had the pleasure of working with Emily.
Hey, my name is Emily Kane. I work with the Queensland Community Alliance. A really big part of my job is developing community leaders in a whole range of different organisations, and today I've been talking to a whole range of different people about their mission action plans and how we can develop really strong teams in parishes to help deliver those plans.
You really feel happy to highlight about Dr. Betsara's message that's given, bringing a good common idea and also sharing a good ideas that everybody bringing in, that we will focus and will grow together and will move. We are all the same.
My highlight today at Synod was working on the coffee cart for Anglicare Southern Queensland, really talking about our homelessness accommodation project. We're building a new service in Beenleigh which houses 42 young people in a much needed area. Talking to the wonderful people that are a part of the wider Anglican Church and meeting some of our really generous donors as well for the project.